Are we product of the past? If we are, we can change by the regular practice of meditation that leads to awakening. Are we performing any action? Just check it. How do I perform my action? What is an instrument? The body. Is body me so that I can claim that I am performing all the actions? Body is growing on its own. Since birth, it stretches in the length and the width and the height and comes to an end. Am I the body? Then I claim that I'm doing all the actions. Action needs a knowledge and the desire. Where the desire lives? In the sense organ, in the mind, and also in the intellect. Am I the sense organ? No. Am I doing the action? Conclusion is no. That needs to be realized. Once the teacher teaches you and it helps your mind to go deeper within, then you learn that. Anyhow, let us go ahead. Neither the body, nor the sense organ, nor the mind and the intellect can claim that I am any one of them. Clear? If I'm none of them, how do I claim that I'm doing action in my life and I'm not getting the result? But there is a fake I-ness is created. That I claims I'm the body, mind, sense organ, intellect, pleasure, pain, and suffering. And then I claim that I'm performing an action. It's a covering. It's an illusion. Are you understanding it? There is something deeper inside that prompts what? That prompts intellect, mind, sense organ, body to perform a particular action, and I want to own that action. I own an action that results in pain, then I'm suffering. I own an action that gives me the pleasure, and still I own the action. Come on. Are we really acting? So the masters of the Eastern wisdom says it is the consciousness force that manifests as intellect, as mind, as sense organs, as the body, that creates different actions in our life. That can only be known when I become aware of that consciousness force, which is known as Prakriti. All our actions are guided, dictated, governed by this consciousness force in the Prakriti. But I own every action. I claim I am the doer and I am the enjoyer, whereas it is the Prakriti that is the doer and the enjoyer. What we need to separate it? We need Viveka. What is Viveka? To separate real from the unreal. So it is the master, based on your level, guides you how to separate, based on the principles of Eastern wisdom. This Prakriti or this consciousness force is driven by the three gunas. First guna, knowledge and happiness, known as Satoguna. Any activity performed by the Prakriti, reveals the knowledge and lives into that knowledge before, during and after the karma, and brings you that state of the happiness. It is Satoguna. And any activity keeps your mind, intellect, sense organs, and the body all the time busy. You are busy even in sleep, in dream. What is going to happen? You wake up in the morning and you are tired, as if you have been putting 10 hours per day. So we have to understand that Rajoguna. And when someone is teaching, guiding the path of the Eastern wisdom, come on, relax and calm, you oppose that. Who oppose? Mind, intellect. Body, sense organ, they oppose. It is Tamoguna that leads to letharginess, laziness, ignorance, delusion, anger, agitation, and a lot of other stuff. So first is the consciousness force, the Prakriti, is performing all the actions, not me. At the same time, this Prakriti is made up of the three gunas. So how come I treat the path of self-discovery after listening and understanding and you don't treat it? So there must be some intrinsic factor, and that intrinsic factor is my past current impression and the accumulated impressions in the mind. So what happens? It is accumulated deep inside the mind that triggers and gives a particular thought pattern in the mind. And that is how we live our life. So I'm the product of the past. Not only of this birth, but also from the previous birth. All the impressions are. So what is happening with these three gunas? Permutation and combinations of these gunas create what we say vasana. What is vasana? Impressions. What is impression? Take a piece of simple paper. It's a good example. On a tissue paper you write, I am wise. Then turn the paper. You see the impression. That is known as vasanas. Every thought, every activity, every feeling, every idea creates an indelible impression, and it's a reservoir of the karma. Vasanas are created in my mind. The master says you have to be careful. Before you become angry, vasana is already created. Created for future anger, reaction, future anger, anxiety, future. So you have to be aware. Can you make a dog, your pet dog, aware? Come on, become aware of your past impressions. No. Why no? They don't have an intellect. What is the role of an intellect? The intellect understands, observes. The intellect has an option to choose, to follow, to oppose everything. No discovery. Let me live, continue to have the challenges and suffer. Rajoguna, continue to seek pleasure outside. Satoguna, to find the peace and happiness within me. So if the intellect is clear, doubt-free, and wants to discover the real purpose, you start becoming a seeker. Then what happens? You are a seeker and you have a saving account of all the vasanas and the past impression, and you know, as the teacher guides you, how to release, how to dissolve, how to destroy those vasanas. That is the journey. of the Eastern wisdom. So ultimately, by doing a lot of small practices based on your temperament, ultimately you start with the real meditation practice, whose goal is to find your true nature. Conclusion? Simple. That I'm driven by these three gunas, which is nothing but the consciousness force or the prakriti, and I fall into the delusion as if I'm performing all the karmas in my life to achieve success, permanent peace, and happiness. No. By meditation, you drop, you dissolve, you destroy the accumulated vasanas in the karmas, with an intent of the real purpose of life is to discover your real nature. In this, you will listen, you will learn, practice for change in different audios in the video site on girishjha.us. Thank you. Be in peace and keep smiling.